Have you ever wondered if that old coin in your pocket or collection could be worth a fortune? Some rare coins have sold for millions of dollars, making them some of the most valuable collectibles in the world. In this video, we'll explore the most valuable coins and what makes them worth so much. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. First up, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition. This coin may not be one of the rarest out there, but it still carries a lot of historical and numismatic value. So, how valuable is it in today's market? Stick around as we explore its story, condition, and what it's worth. The 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny was struck in the heart of World War II. While the world was at war, American coinage remained vital to daily life. The Lincoln Wheat penny, first minted in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, had been in circulation for decades. By 1942, it was already a familiar sight in Americans' pockets, and as a symbol of the country's resilience during wartime. This penny would see extensive circulation as it was a coin for the people, used for everything from buying groceries to riding the bus. But the 1942 penny had its own place in history, a simple but powerful coin that marked a period of great change for the US and the world. Let's take a look at the coin's design. The obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait has graced the penny since it was first minted in 1909, and it's still one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage. Lincoln is shown facing right, with the inscription, "In God We Trust and Liberty," along with the date 1942. On the reverse, we find the familiar wheat stalks, a representation of America's agricultural roots. The reverse also reads, "United States of America," and 1 cent, with the motto E pluribus unum above. The 1942 penny was struck in copper, like most pennies of the time, and features clean, simple lines that have become a hallmark of the wheat penny design. Now, let's talk about the condition of this particular coin. This 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny is in extra fine condition. What does that mean? Well, extra fine coins show almost no wear, with very sharp details and a clear design. You'll still see some light wear, particularly on the high points of Lincoln's portrait, but overall, the coin looks nearly as good as it did when it was first struck. In extra fine condition, the coin has a strong strike with well-defined features on both the obverse and reverse. There's minimal wear on Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks, making this coin stand out for its remarkable preservation. So, what is the value of the 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny in extra fine condition today? Well, since the 1942 penny without a mint mark is considered a common year for this series, it doesn't carry the same premium as some of the rarer dates or mint marks. However, in extra fine condition, this penny can fetch anywhere from $50,000 in today's market, depending on the specific coin's appeal to collectors and the demand in the auction world. Now, if this coin were in mint state, meaning it had never been circulated and was in perfect condition, its value would be higher, potentially up to $60,000 or more. But in extra fine condition, it's still an attractive and affordable coin for collectors, making it a great addition to any collection. Even though the 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny in extra fine condition isn't rare, it still holds significant interest for collectors. For one, it's a great coin for those building a collection of wheat pennies by date and mint mark. Plus, collectors who focus on coins with strong strike quality and well-preserved features are often on the lookout for pieces like this one. This coin is also part of the broader Wheat Penny series, which is one of the most widely collected sets in the world. Many collectors aim to complete a full set of Lincoln Wheat pennies, which includes pennies minted between 1909 and 1958. Having coins in extra fine condition for each year can add substantial value to a collection. Next up, the 1918 Lincoln Wheat penny without mint mark in fine condition. You may be wondering, how much is this coin worth in today's market? Well, stick around as we explore its history, condition, and value. The 1918 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted during a pivotal time in American history. This was the year when World War I was still raging in Europe, and the United States was deeply involved in the conflict. The penny itself, though small, was an essential part of everyday life for Americans. Produced by the U.S. Mint during a time of major economic and social change, This coin represents an era when the country was transitioning from wartime to the prosperous 1920s. The Lincoln wheat penny had already been in production since 1909, and by 1918, it had become a beloved part of American coinage. Struck in copper, this coin was used for a wide range of everyday transactions from purchasing food to paying bus fares. And today it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. Looking at the design of the coin, the obverse features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by artist Victor David Brenner. Since 1909, Lincoln's image has been the face of the penny, symbolizing the country's respect and admiration for the 16th president. On the obverse, you'll see, "In God we trust," the word liberty, and the year 1918 inscribed. On the reverse, we have the traditional wheat stalks, which represent the agricultural backbone of the United States. The words United States of America and 1 cent are seen, along with the motto E pluribus unum, all surrounded by the two wheat ears. This reverse design was used on the Lincoln penny from 1909 until 1958, making it one of the most iconic and widely recognized designs in U.S. coinage history. Now, let's talk about the condition of this particular coin. This 1918 Lincoln wheat penny is graded in fine condition. So what does that mean? In fine condition, the coin shows some noticeable wear, but the features are still clearly defined. Lincoln's portrait retains good detail, but you may see slight smoothing on the high points of the design. The wheat stalks on the reverse still have visible lines, though they may show some flattening from circulation. Overall, a coin in fine condition should still be easy to read and recognizable, though it's not perfect like a mint state coin. It's a coin that has been around for quite a while, but it has aged with character. So what's the value of the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition today? Well, in fine condition, the value of this penny is typically around $45,000 in today's market. However, the value can vary based on factors like the coin's appeal to collectors, its overall wear, and its demand at any given time. It's important to note that while this coin isn't as rare or valuable as some of the other dates in the wheat penny series, it still holds value due to its historical significance and place in the overall collection of Lincoln pennies. Coins from 1918 also hold appeal for collectors focusing on specific years or those trying to complete a full set of Lincoln wheat pennies. While the 1918 Lincoln wheat penny, without a mint mark, may not be one of the rarest or most expensive pennies in the series, it's still a highly sought-after coin for collectors. For collectors building a Lincoln wheat penny collection by date, this penny is a must-have. Many enthusiasts aim to collect one from each year of production between 1909 and 1958, and the 1918 coin is an important piece of that set. Next up, the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny with the large date and D mint mark in good condition. If you're a coin collector, or just someone who's curious about the value of these historic pennies, stay tuned to find out what this coin is worth today. The 1956 Lincoln wheat penny is part of one of the most iconic coin series in U.S. history, the Lincoln wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. In 1956, the country was booming in the post-World War II era. The U.S. economy was thriving, and the country was seeing rapid technological advancements. It was a time of growth and change for the United States, and the Lincoln wheat penny was a staple of daily life, circulating widely across the country. The 1956 penny was part of a series where Lincoln's image was already well established as a symbol of both the nation's history and the American spirit. The large date variant of this year is a distinct feature that stands out to collectors, and we're going to talk more about that later in this video. First, let's take a look at the design of the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny. The obverse features a familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by artist Victor David Brenner. This portrait has been on the penny since 1909, and it continues to represent the 16th President of the United States, one of the most revered figures in American history. You'll also see the inscriptions, "In God We Trust Liberty," and of course the year 1956. The reverse of the coin showcases two wheat stalks that symbolize America's agricultural roots. The words United States of America and 1 cent surround the wheat stalks, and the motto E pluribus unum is inscribed across the top. This reverse design was used on the Lincoln penny from 1909 until 1958, making it one of the most iconic and beloved designs in U.S. coinage. Now let's talk about the condition of this particular coin. This 1956 Lincoln wheat penny is graded as good condition. What does that mean? A coin in good condition will show significant wear, but the basic details are still visible. On the obverse, the portrait of Lincoln will have noticeable wear, and some of the finer details might be faint or smooth. You can still make out the date and inscriptions, but they may not be as sharp as they would be on a higher-grade coin. On the reverse, the wheat stalks are still discernible, though they'll likely have some flattening. In a good condition coin, the overall look of the coin shows clear signs of circulation, but it is still a recognizable and collectible piece. So how much is the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny in good condition worth today? In the current coin market, you can expect to see this coin valued around $3,500 to $4,000, depending on the demand and where it's being sold. While it's not as rare as some of the earlier dates in the series, its value still holds due to its place in American history and its distinct large date feature. Coins in good condition typically fetch lower prices compared to those in higher grades, but the 1956 penny still has appeal to collectors who are looking to fill out their Lincoln wheat penny collections, especially those interested in the large date variety. The D mint mark adds some additional interest for collectors looking for specific minting years and locations. While the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny may not be the rarest or most expensive coin in the series, it remains highly collectible. Next up, the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny. This particular coin features the large date and D mint mark, and we'll also be looking at the unique condition of this penny, with a red color shade and some dirtiness. But how much is this coin worth in today's market? Stick around to find out. Let's take a step back into the year 1955. The world was seeing a boom in the post-World War II economy, and the United States was experiencing growth and prosperity. The 1955 Lincoln wheat penny was part of a time when the country was thriving. The wheat penny series itself had already been in circulation for decades, starting in 1909, and Lincoln's image was firmly ingrained as a symbol of the United States' enduring values. One interesting feature of the 1955 penny is that it exists in both a large date and small date variety. While the small date version is more common, the large date variety is slightly more distinct, and for collectors, more appealing. As for the design, the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse of the coin, designed by artist Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust Liberty," and the year 1955 are clearly visible. Lincoln has been depicted on U.S. pennies since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. On the reverse, you'll see the two wheat stalks flanking the words United States of America and 1 cent. The reverse design has remained virtually unchanged since the inception of the series in 1909, symbolizing the agricultural roots of the country. Now, let's talk about the condition of this particular 1955 Lincoln wheat penny. This coin has a unique red color shade that is common among copper pennies. The vibrant red color comes from the copper content of the coin and signifies that the coin hasn't been overly worn or damaged over time. However, this penny is also in dirty condition, which means it shows clear signs of dirt and grime from years of circulation. Coins in this condition may have some discoloration wear and even residue, which can obscure some of the finer details. While the red color gives it a certain charm, the dirtiness can lower the overall visual appeal. So, what is this 1955 Lincoln wheat penny worth today? The large date version of this coin typically has a slightly higher value than the small date version, but the dirty condition and wear will affect its market price. Currently, in dirty condition, you can expect to see this coin valued at around $8,000 to $10,000. The D mint mark doesn't add a massive premium by itself, but it's still significant for collectors who focus on coins with specific mint marks from the Denver Mint. It's important to note that the overall value can fluctuate based on where the coin is being sold, whether it's an auction or a marketplace. Coins with the red color shade tend to hold more appeal, but the dirty condition does bring down the overall price. For collectors, the 1955 Lincoln Wheat Penny is always going to be an interesting piece. While the dirty condition might make it less valuable than a coin in pristine shape, this penny still has great appeal for those working on a complete set of Lincoln Wheat Pennies collectors who focus on completing year-by-year collections, or those specifically seeking out the large date varieties may be particularly interested in this coin. The 1955 series also saw a variety of interesting errors, including the famous 1955 double-die obverse, though this particular penny does not feature that error. Even still, the coin's red color shade and dirty condition could catch the eye of the right collector looking to add some character to their collection. Next up, today we're diving into a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny that's seen better days. This penny features the large date and has no mint mark, but what makes it unique is its black color shade and damage condition. Stick around as we explore the history, design features, and what this coin is worth in today's market. Let's travel back to 1937. The United States was still feeling the effects of the Great Depression, and the country was slowly recovering from the economic challenges of the early 1930s. This was a time of uncertainty and change, but the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny would find its way into the pockets of everyday Americans. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, which debuted in 1909, was a symbol of American values, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait gracing the obverse of the coin. In 1937, the Lincoln penny was still a staple in everyday transactions, and it continued to reflect the country's agricultural heritage with its reverse design featuring wheat stalks. On the obverse, we see the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust Liberty," and the year 1937 are visible around Lincoln's profile. The portrait has remained one of the most enduring and recognizable images on American coins. On the reverse, you'll find two wheat stalks flanking the words United States of America and 1 cent with the coin's simple but meaningful design. The wheat design was meant to symbolize the agricultural roots of the country, and it remained in use on pennies until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. Now let's talk about the condition of this 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny. This coin has a black color shade, which can be the result of environmental exposure, tarnish, or even improper cleaning. The blackness could be a sign of corrosion dirt or other factors that have impacted the coin over time. In addition to the discoloration, this penny is in damage condition, which means it likely shows signs of wear, scratches, or other imperfections. The coin's surface may have been altered by physical damage, which affects its overall appearance and can lower its value in the market. So, what is the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny worth in today's market? Well, the large date version of this coin is relatively common, and in damaged condition with a black color shade, its value is not going to be very high compared to coins in mint or extra fine condition. Currently in this damaged condition, this coin could be worth around 25 cents to $1, depending on where it's being sold and its exact condition. It's important to keep in mind that coins with this much wear dirt or discoloration won't fetch the same prices as well-preserved specimens. However, there is always the possibility of a buyer who is looking for a coin like this to complete a collection, especially if they're working on a set of Lincoln Wheat Pennies and don't mind a coin with some wear and tear. For collectors, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny in damaged condition isn't the first choice, but it still holds some interest. Collectors who are focused on completing a collection of Lincoln Wheat Pennies, or those who are interested in coins with unique conditions, may still find some value in a piece like this. Though the black color shade and damage might detract from its overall aesthetic appeal, it's still part of the Lincoln series, and there are collectors who focus on coins with unique histories or unusual features. So while the value might be on the lower end, the coin can still be of interest if you've got one of these in your collection, or if you've come across one in similar condition. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Valuable Coins, and turn on the notification bell for more updates on rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting!